creations, divine marvels, ch- children of God. Looks like there's a little. There we go. We had a little internet glitch. Now it says we're back. Hi. Thank you so much to everyone watching this video. And here in California, it's the beginning of the day. But not really, it's 9 a.m. But when I offer these morning sessions, what I really like to think about is this whole idea of how to start the day and what to do with our day. And Bruno Groening gives us such clear, simple directions. First and foremost, to separate ourselves from all evil, to make a firm decision to not want to have anything in common with evil anymore. Now, this can seem silly. On the surface, none of us want to have anything in common with evil, right? Sort of fallen into the habit, you could say unconsciously, we've fallen into the habit of focusing on, dwelling on, giving our attention to evil and doing things that are evil. They might seem little. And it's like having that extra bite when you're already full, or feeling tired and staying on the internet for 5 more minutes, or you know, rushing to get somewhere when you don't actually have to rush. It's these little things that over time weaken us. And the less strong we are, then the more evil we pick up. And it kind of becomes an avalanche. In fact, Bruno Groening likened it to an avalanche. If I can find the quote, I'll read it. So we just decide, oh, I'm sick and tired of everything that's not good. I just don't I don't want to go that hand over the burdens and problems to Bruno Groening. Oops, the internet is a little glitched. There we go. Now we're back. And then make a decision. Oh, I want to take in the good. I want to be connected to good, to follow the good. I want to live a good life. And then Bruno taught us such a simple way how to do that. Sit with our legs uncrossed, feet flat on the floor, hands on our legs, palms facing upwards. And close our eyes and begin to observe the body, thinking of something that makes us happy, something that brings joy. And then observe the body, having the will, the intention to take in good energy. So we'll spend a little time doing that now. Noticing what you feel, taking in the good. Having the will, the intention to absorb good energy. being mindful of our thoughts, taking in good energy, letting ourselves be filled up. Hmm. So, welcome to everyone who's joining live and everyone watching this video. So, here's a quote from Bruno Groening. Up till now, hate and envy occurred, not just among the Germans, but among all the nations on earth. This also has to come to an end. But it will only end when everyone has found their way back to their faith. There will no longer be any hatefulness among them, among the nations on earth, and world peace will be secured that way. Wow. So many people in many different contexts are working for world peace. And Bruno Groening is one of them. And Bruno Groening has presented a very straightforward peace plan. And that's that we all come back to what he calls faith. The German word he used was Glauben, which has many meanings: believe, to have faith. And so, but what does he mean? Now, most people, when they say believe or have faith, they mean believe in a particular doctrine, such as I believe the true name of God is, you know, depending on the tradition, there's different names. Or I believe this church or this organization or this book is um, is the most holy. Now, Bruno Groening wasn't necessarily opposed to such to believing certain ideas, but I don't think that's what he meant by Glauben, by believe, by have faith. My felt sense and my understanding is that what Bruno meant is, for example, my I have a very dear friend, and I really believe in her. I really see her goodness. I trust in her. I believe that's the kind of that's I just know I can rely on this person. It's not like I have these ideas like, oh, Janet is a good person, or oh, she's a trustworthy person. Like I have thoughts like that sometimes, or wow, she's really great. Sure, I have thoughts like that sometimes, but is that, I don't think that's what the kind of faith or belief Bruno meant. In my bones and in my heart, I trust this person. I it can even be hard to put into words, right? Just this kind of knowing, like this. If I had to put words to it, it's like this is a good person. I trust them. But there's more just this feeling of reliability and a knowing, kind of this just knowing. So that's my understanding of what Bruno Groening meant um, by believe and have faith. And I'm very open to hearing others' understanding. And let's take a little time in silence and reflect on that. Continue to take in this good energy and really ask, What does Bruno Groening mean by have faith? What does he mean by really taking in this good energy, really reflecting on it? What does it mean? What does it feel like to really believe? Hmm. So in English, when we read Bruno saying only have faith or only believe, again, the German word he's using is glauben. And here are a few of the meanings of glauben: believe, think, trust, suppose, expect. I think that's a good one. Expect, accept, guess, hold. I think that's another good one too. So it's a really deep, it's a deep concept. And I mean, I don't want to say deep like something we need to think about a lot, but it's ultimately, I think what Bruno's called us to is to a felt faith, a trusting, a relying, a depending on, a knowing, which we can have thoughts and we can have words to, but just a knowing that God is in charge and that God is the solution and our solution to all our problems. So here's another quote from Bruno. God gave man everything, the seed, and he determined what was in it, and we are meant to use this seed. We are to make the ground useful. We are to work it. We must give the seed over to the ground. And this is where God shows himself in all his glory and splendor. From the sprouts of the seed comes fruit which refreshes. We can strengthen ourselves, our body. God decreed it that way. That is right. So we've moved a little bit away, a lot away from God's plan for us to live here on this earth in, in happiness and in harmony with nature. And we can begin to, right here, Bruno gives us a really simple way that we can begin to reconnect to nature. And that's to reflect on the amazement of the seed. You think about it, one little seed can produce a whole tree that can give such delicious fruit. Or one seed can produce a whole plant that just will continue, if cared for, just continue to feed and nourish us. Just think about that in one little something that's, you know, teeny, teeny, tiny can grow into something so large. Like I'm looking at this tree outside my window now, which is, it's probably 50 feet high. And so in meters, I have a lot of German, it's probably 18 meters tall. And it came from something this big. It's unfathomable. And Bruno says, in reflecting on the seed, we can really understand the glory of God. And he said something similar about reflecting on our bodies, these beautiful, beautiful bodies we've been given. And that can help us to really believe and trust in this higher power. So let's spend a little time reflecting on this, the majesty and the glory of God who created the seed, which gives rise to glorious, amazing nature. So let's take in a little more good energy, observing the body, having the will, the intention to absorb this energy. Noticing what we feel. Having faith from our hearts, just reaching out to God, opening to God, trusting. And so Bruno Groening says that whatever this thing called faith is, and I've talked a little bit about today, some of the different ideas. Um, And I also, in terms of people who want to do a little more research into the German, the other word is Vertrauen. The two words are used interchangeably. Um, but whatever this faith thing is, Bruno Groening says that is the solution to world peace. That's the solution to all of our problems. And that was what will restore paradise on earth. So it's, of course, that's in the big picture. And then in our own lives, that's what it seems to me that that's what we, above all else, what we need is faith and trust in God. It's just at the absolute foundation. It's really the foundation of everything Bruno taught. And he said, um, I'll try my German a little. We'll see how it goes. Vertrauen zum Guten ist die Grundlage der göttlichen Ordnung. Trust, confidence, faith in the good, which is um, another expression he used to describe God. Trust, confidence, faith in the good is the foundation, the fundamental idea, fundamental principle of divine order, both in our lives and here in what we read earlier in for peace on earth. Not necessarily faith in a specific doctrine, though that's okay. All of us around the world have some different ideas about the nature of God, the name of God, um, and what Bruno is calling us to is having unity around this trust, this reliance, this belief in the complete goodness of God. And that, as he said, the good will prevail. The good is stronger than evil. Again, in our individual lives and here on this whole planet. And if we're ever wondering about the glory of or the power of God, Bruno invited us to reflect on the seed, the amazing miracle. So let's really take this to heart, this idea that faith or trust is the thing that will make world peace possible, but the thing that'll make peace and wellness in our lives possible. Taking in the good, observing the body, As Bruno said, take on faith, taking this attitude of faith and trust. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in. Welcome, Terapia. Thank you for asking. I've asked, and others are welcome to as well. For anyone who's new to this channel or this topic, if you'd like to learn more, please see my website, www.thehealingstream.org. And I currently do broadcasts generally multiple times a day on this channel. So please come back if you enjoyed this. Thank you so much. Take care. Much love.